Tony, FA Cup campaign ends tonight, but a breathless performance at the Stadium of Light. What did you make of the game?
Well, listen, ultimately we're disappointed for the supporters. It's we were playing to try and have a home tie in the next game. I do think we have to respect the quality of the team we played. You could see the first 10-15 minutes was really difficult for us. We needed to be braver and a little bit more on the front foot in them first 10 or 15 minutes because they took the sting out of the game right at the start. But once we got on into our rhythm, really, I thought the second, the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the first half, we were very dominant. We were on the front foot. The crowd got really engaged in the game. Thus, at half time, they brought on some of their big guns, and it made a real game of it. We're disappointed with the two second half goals we conceded, but ultimately, football's an entertainment business. I hope the supporters who follow our football club came and were entertained tonight, that they saw a team that was fighting for every ball and working really hard against the top Premier League side. And we have to gauge where we feel we are. And playing against the top 6 Premier League team, I thought we gave a really good account of ourselves and we're more than in the football match. And we're on a journey. The club's just come out of League One last season, and we're on a journey to try and take this club back to the Premier League. We'll give it our best shot this year, and yet we're really short on numbers and depth. But we will fight for every single point and every ball that bounces on the pitch on match day. But let's see how we go. Ultimately, the goal is for this team, this club, the supporters, to get back to the Premier League where they can really enjoy the big days like Premier League teams coming to the Stadium of Light and hopefully going home with nothing.
After the game at Craven Cottage, you talked about your pride in your young players been going toe to toe with Fulham. Is that something you'd echo after tonight's performance as well?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I'm conscious of me talking about how young the team is, and yet, bottom line, they're professional footballers. Here we are. They have to. It's a brilliant education for the Dan Neils and the Adjis and the Sirkins and all these young players that we've got. They have to come to the party, and hopefully they play at a really high level, for the rest of their career. As I've said, we try to get to the Premier League in the next year or two, and that's where they need to want to play. And so nights like tonight is the best test that they can have. And I'm very conscious you have to be good enough to play for Sunderland, and I think the team is competing in the Championship. I want to try and get away from the narrative of how young we are. I've said that enough, and I don't want to give them excuses. I want them to be able to play at the level, and whether they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 or 30, you have to play at the level. You have to be able to get in this team and compete and hopefully beat Championship teams that we expect to beat. Reading are coming at the weekend in a couple of days' time. We have to rest, recover, sleep, eat and drink properly, and be ready to play with the same energy and drive and commitment against Reading at the weekend.
You mentioned there that game at the weekend. It's going to be another important game in this season, and you're going to need the backing of those fans again like you had tonight.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to keep repeating this. The fans are amazing. The game's going on, and they can. I'm saying to the players afterwards, the fans will cheer and roar a tackle as well as a brilliant bit of skill and a dribble, and they want to see you fighting for the cause and the jersey, and I think the players are buying into that. I think I haven't seen the last few years of the club. I've been working elsewhere, but I hope they feel they've got a team that's fighting for every ball and working really, really hard, and we are trying our very best with the group we've got to give ourselves a fighting chance, and that's all we can try to do. And if they keep supporting as they are, which has been amazing home and away, hopefully I can keep driving the players, and they can keep finding the energy and the levels to give them something to cheer about.